I'll show you hot springs in about 30 seconds. Here's the Iron Horse Cafe. Had dinner there last night. It was really good, actually. Excellent. There is the wash tub, which is the laundromat, which is closed forever, or at least for now. So you actually give your laundry to a guy here who's doing it for me now. I'll pick it up in a couple hours. The outfitter is over there on the left, and a couple other, the dollar stores down there. And my bed and breakfast is that way. The actual hot springs are that way. And I think the AT goes out of town that way. There you go, 45 seconds. Hot springs in 45 seconds. It is May 13th and I'm just here in Hot Springs on a 0 day. You see the river just going across a little bridge here on my way back to my B&B where I'm staying, the Magnolia Inn. Very, very nice place. And really, really nice people, just like everyone else I've met on the trail so far. I've got my laundry. The laundromat was out of business or closed. I don't know. It has a closed sign on the door and everyone told me it's closed for good. But there's a phone number you call and you give your laundry to a guy, and the guy gives it back to you a couple hours later, all nicely folded, clean, for 11 bucks. Seems like a pretty good deal to me. And there's also a pint of Ben & Jerry's in my bag here, which I'll polish off shortly. So tomorrow will be the 14th, day 25, and I will be back at it on my way to Irwin. That's the next stop. I am just walking out of Hot Springs. It's day 25. I'm just crossing the, just looking for traffic. I'm just crossing the French Broad River, which is just outside of town. Here you can see it in the background. Looks pretty full from the rain, right? Had breakfast at the Hillbilly Market. A nice 0 day. I did not go to the hot springs. I thought about it, but it was maybe a third of a mile walk, which doesn't sound like a lot when you're doing what I'm doing, but on your day off, I didn't want to walk. So today, headed about 17 miles, hopefully. Always leaving town is a steep, long climb. They're always at the lowest point. But there's a sort of camp hostel thing, I think at like mile 17, about a half mile off the trail, and they'll pick you up, and I think they've got a bunk room, maybe some cabins or something. So that sounds pretty nice, but as I said, we'll see how it goes. Long climb out of town, and it's 4.5 days to Irwin, and the same amount of food, which is heavy pack. I don't know why, it seems extra heavy on the first day leaving town as well. So it's a nice day, and headed back into the woods. This is Lover's Leap. And there you can see Hot Springs, the big town of Hot Springs that I just left. And if you look really carefully, sort of in the middle there, you can see the bed and breakfast with the green roof and sort of very light green siding on the house and the chimney. And obviously the French Broad River down there and the Leap. There you can see the river down below. We've come up a little bit and you can hear the train going through Hot Springs. So this is pretty funny. That's the Round Top Ridge Trail. I guess it's the former AT. And if you go that way, it's 3.5 miles back to Hot Springs. You go the way I came on the current AT, it's like 8 miles back to Hot Springs. They must have felt that the AT wasn't quite long enough, needed to add a few miles. Anyway, it gets rerouted, I guess, all the time, almost every year. So in this case, they added miles. Just stopped for lunch here a little bit past, I think it's Spring Mountain Shelter, having lunch of champions. There you go, sausage, egg, and cheese cold, of course, from the Hillbilly Grocery, Hillbilly Market, I think it was. So this is the end of day 25, and what a great ending it is. I'm at Hemlock Hollow Hostel. It was about 0.7 off the trail. So they were supposed to pick me up, they forgot, but that's all right. It was an easy downhill walk, and they'll take me back to the trail in the morning. But that's sort of the office there. It's on this little creek, which is just like really pretty, very soothing. And I'll just take you on a little tour here. You got a bunkhouse for, I don't know, $20 a night or something like that. And you got a covered tenting area for like $5 or $10 a night. And then you got these little tiny cabins, of which I think you only got 1 or 2, and I've got this one right here, right on the creek. Very relaxing place. My little cabin called Trout Run. And it doesn't have a bathroom or anything like that, but it's got electricity. You could have got like a queen size bed and a couple of nice relaxing chairs there. And then there's another cabin there. And I think that one, the far one there, is the bunkhouse. And there is the bathroom and shower house, I guess you'd call it. But everything's super clean, really nice, very relaxing. And I will sleep great tonight. And they'll take me back to the trail, like I said, tomorrow at like 7 o'clock. So I think it's going to be a very nice evening. I'll sleep well, like I said.